What is it? It's the conscious, willful, deliberate, hostile, and repeated behavior by one or more people which is intended to harm others. Okay. One part that I like the most, approximately 25% of school bullies will be convicted of a criminal offense in their adult years. Isn't that kind of scary? Yeah, that's what I thought too. I want to start, and I'm going to read out what they call a myth, and I want somebody to, or a bunch of you, however you feel, to respond and tell me what your experience with bullying is, and how this myth affects you, or has affected you in the past. Okay. So, bullying is just a stage, a normal part of life. I went through it, and my kids will too. Does anybody want to address that? How about, okay, go ahead, Audrey.
Well, I was in a situation when I was in high school that I guess it would be called bullying.
If I tell someone, it will just make it worse.
I think that's a very valid thing. Is some bullies, like, if say a student tells a teacher, teachers only have so much limit that they can do outside of school. You know, walking home from school, teacher can't do anything about it. I think it could get worse potentially.
You know, and that's really valid. I mean, where do you draw the line? Where do you say, oh, if I make a point of this, or if it becomes a bigger deal, does it become an issue where that bully is going to actually make it worse for the student? Do you guys mind if I ask you, has anybody here experienced bullying in school or been a bully? Do you want to share an experience with us in this forum?
Well, I mean, things with me, it was elementary school, grades 6 and 7, and it was kind of a cultural thing. I had moved.
Anybody else want to comment on that? Go ahead.
It's funny when you said, your first myth about parents, and that sort of thing, and looking back at instances, I wonder, would that be called bullying now? Because I think we're just a little bit more sensitive to how far it can go, and the long-lasting effects of it for both the victim and the bully. You know, if you're saying that 1 in 4 is going to be convicted of an offense, right? That had lasting implications for them. So looking back, at the schoolyard when my neighbor, stole my boots and I had to crawl home in Winnipeg in the winter, like that, would that be bullying now, or would that just be, Tyler who was being mean to me? So it's kind of looking at it from the other side as well.
So did Tyler go to jail?
No, not yet, but his brother has.
So maybe we can link it back to bullying that way.
Yeah, exactly.
What if it was extremely overt?
I think if it was extremely overt, I think I would just handle it with the counselor and the parents, because it'd be really hard to just deal with it by yourself.
Okay. Sorry. Oh, you know what? Go for it. Go ahead. Thank you, Sarah.
I think on that note too, we are probably better off making them aware that bullying is not acceptable, that it's not cool, that it's not cool, instead of us being policemen and catching them or trying to, get them whenever we can. If we probably do that a little bit more, just letting them know that it's not a good thing to do, so you must do it. I think that will probably work better.
Okay, Sarah?
I think we have a responsibility to pay attention to what's going on in the hallways and in the cafeterias and stuff. Because I think the entire school should be a community, and it's up to the entire community to make everybody feel safe and comfortable. And the other thing is if we don't say something, we're not modeling good behavior for students to step in and take action to, to prevent bullying from happening, or to address it, or to diffuse the situation, which is, one thing that we had said before, if you're just on the sidelines, you're condoning it, right? So I think that if we don't say things and we don't step in, we're not being good role models.
That's true. Okay, so to wrap this discussion up, does anybody have maybe one suggestion or 2 suggestions on how they would deal with creating a safe environment in their class?
Actually,
real quick.
that's 20 minutes.
That's it?
Yeah. Sorry, Barb.
That's okay. We're done. Thank you.